Welcome everyone here to another fabulous day of the daily. Yes, I said daily. That's 3,000, not 3,000, 1,310th, yes, 10th day. Thank you, Carolyn, of the daily antidote of song. Thank you to Carpe Diem Arts, based in Silver Spring, Maryland, that brings us all together here from many places around the country and around the world. And this is a place where we can all be together and sing together and find the solidarity and the inspiration that we need to be together and rejuvenate for what is to come the rest of the day, the rest of the week, the rest of the year. My name is Elise Witt. I'm coming to you from Pine Lake, Georgia, and today we have a visitor from Pine Lake, Georgia, who I will tell you about shortly. But first, I want to welcome every single one of you that has made the time to come here today. So I'd like to start by welcoming Jo, who is in New Hampshire. She has brought us all together and continues to bring. Hello, Mayor Melanie Hammet of Pine Lake, Georgia. We can't wait to sing with you. Hello, Kathy in Virginia, Nancy with your Irish cow, Pauline in Newcastle, Delhi in Maryland, Gary and Michigan, and Athena in Brooklyn. Hello, Elizabeth in California, Anne in Knoxville. Hello, Caroline in DC, Susan in Cincinnati, Katie in Charlottesville, Arlene in Berkeley, Olive in Birmingham, that's not Alabama, that is the UK, and in Nashville, Sue in Seattle, Bonnie in Boise, Antonina in Santa Cruz, Ruth in Birmingham, UK, Kathleen in Albuquerque, and Hindi, and Carolyn in Idaho, Boise, Sarah in Texas, Storm in the Zoomiverse. Let's see, where am I? Oh, I see Hoda in BC, and Bob in Albany, Nancy and your Irish cow, I think you've already been here, Kathy in Denver, and in Silver Spring, Kevin with your beautiful flute playing in DC, Trish in Victoria, Mabel. Today's a special day, but we're going to save our wishes for the end. Welcome to the Bears, Linda in Orcas Island, and Ed in California, Fred in Silver Spring, Aloysius in Massachusetts, the Curly Tops in Vermont, Moon in Alexandria, and Louisa and Sheila. If I didn't get you on the way in, I'm going to get you on the way out. Welcome everyone to the daily antidote of song. Hello, everyone. So good to be with you again today. And I'm very excited because we have someone who's very special to me and to my community. This is Melanie Hammet. She is the mayor of my town. You've heard a lot about Pine Lake, Georgia, and Melanie will, I'm sure, tell you more. She has been the mayor for 8 years, and tomorrow we are having an election in which she is not running. So it's an exciting time. She has done an amazing job as mayor, but she's also a singer, a songwriter, a playwright, an actress, and an activist. So please help me welcome Mayor Melanie Hammet from Pine Lake, Georgia. Yay! Thank you.
Thank you, Elise. Thank you. So, Elise, you're going to help me teach this song to the best of your ability. We're going to do the chorus of this song, which is about Pine Lake. Elise and I talked, and we thought this would be the one. So, the chorus is, "We are a city, a little bitty city, little bitty fish in the water, birds in the air, dogs on a leash, and the cats don't care. Roll out the pancakes, roll on the beach. Come on, come on, come on." And then we have another chorus, which is flipping those characters around, if you see the lyrics. And I'll sing that, and then we'll go back and start singing together a little bit, just right out of the gate. We are a city, a little bitty city, a little bitty cats in the water, dogs in the air, birds on a leash, and the fish don't care. Roll out the pancakes, roll on the beach. Come on, come on, come on. So those are the two versions of the same chorus. And This is a song of much joy and much community gathering, and it talks about some of the community gatherings. So let's start with "We are a city, a little bitty city." I'll sing that again. We are a city, a little bitty city. The next line is fish in the water, birds in the air, dogs on a leash, and the cats don't care. This is what I love. Let's do it again. Let's do that litany of characters, critter characters in the city. Fish in the water, birds in the air, dogs on a leash, and the cats don't care. All right, let's do those two things together. We are a city, a little bitty city, a little bitty fish in the water, birds in the air, dogs on a leash, and the cats don't care. I've got two cats that don't care what's happening right now. Then we go to the final piece of it, which is roll out the pancakes, roll on the beach, come on, come on, come on. So it's very simple. It's roll out the pancakes, roll on the beach, come on, come on, come on. There we go. I like that head movement at least. Come on, come on, come on. Now the whole thing is just like this. We are a city, a little bitty city, little bitty fish in the water, birds in the air, dogs on a leash, and the cats don't care. Roll out the pancakes, roll on the beach. Come on, come on, come on. Now let's try that next verse where we flip our critters around and make them do things that are supernatural. We are a city, a little bitty city, little bitty cats in the water, dogs in the air, birds on a leash, and the fish don't care. Roll out the pancakes, roll on the beach. Come on, come on, come on. All right, I'm going to do one more time of the verse where the critters are doing the unimaginable things, and it's pretty straightforward, happy, singing about a small city song. We are a city, a little bitty city, little bitty cats in the water, dogs in the air, birds on a leash, and the fish don't care. Come on, pancakes, roll on the beach. Come on, come on, come on. All right. So those are the choruses, and I'll be singing the verses that'll tie it all together in a second here. But let's start our combo, Elise.
What's that?
Conversation.
No, let's do the whole song first.
The whole entire song?
The whole
From
entire song.
I'd love to. All right. Let me just give you a detail about Pine Lake. Pine Lake is a city of less than 1,000 people. So when I say little bitty, it's for real. We like to play in the sand, sit in the sun and bake. And when it's time to cool off, we like to jump in the lake. In Pine Lake, in Pine Lake, in Pine Lake. We like to dance in the street, we got the feet full of joy. We're making happy sounds, we're making happy noise in Pine Lake, in Pine Lake, in Pine Lake. Here we go. We are a city, a little bitty city, a little bitty fish in the water, birds in the air, dogs on a leash, and the cats don't care. Roll out the pancakes, roll on the beach. Come on, come on, come on. It's time to share a meal. It's time to share a walk. It's time to share a joke. Come on and talk and talk and talk in Pine Lake, Pine Lake, Pine Lake. We are a city, a little bitty city, a little bitty cats in the water, dogs in the air, birds on a leash, and the fish don't care. Roll out the pancakes, roll on the beach. Come on, come on, come on. It's time to share a meal. It's time to share a walk. It's time to share a joke. Come on and talk and talk and talk in Pine Lake, Pine Lake, Pine Lake, Pine Lake, Pine Lake, Pine Lake, Pine Lake. A little bitty city, a little bitty city, little bitty city. There we go.
Oh yes, oh yes. I saw a lot of people tongue twistering there with all of
Yes,
lyrics.
Tongue Twister's me, and I have been singing it for a little bit.
Yes, you have. When did you write this song?
I wrote it at the beginning of my term because I was doing town halls for the kids. And I thought, as a songwriter mayor doing a town hall for the kids, the least that I should do is write a song for them to sing about their place. And so that's when Little Bitty City was born, 2016, I believe.
I love that. And I've heard rumors that you've also sung it in the broader community at maybe county gatherings or state gatherings.
I will sing it anywhere. I'm shameless. Anything to promote small local folks.
Well, it's pretty timely to have you here today since tomorrow is election day. Everybody don't forget to vote if you have a vote in your community, because you have been our mayor for 8 years. You have
Right.
done amazing things, but you are turning it over to someone else. We don't know who yet, but I would love for you to just reflect a little bit. I know this could take a long time, but the short version of some of the changes that you have helped to create over the 8 years that you've been mayor, because I am in awe of all that you've done for this city, because I've been here since 1998, and in the last 8 years, a lot has happened thanks to you here.
Well, I was very proud of the kids in Tots town halls that I was doing. COVID kind of blew that up, and we haven't found our sea legs on that again. But obviously, the kids have a song they can sing about their city. And those town halls were kids 7 and older, and the Tots town halls were for kids 6 and younger. And so, about every quarter, I would just meet with the kids in the courtroom, and we'd sing, and then they'd run around, and I'd answer mayor questions, really important mayor questions. One of the questions was, "How does a zipper work?" So I answered that question from a 3-year-old resident. Um, I'm very pleased with. In 2016, we established the municipal arts panel, and then a little bit later, we had established an environmental panel. And the importance of the municipal arts panel, one of the things that we've done is for 5 years out of the 8, we've been able to do a tiny local arts grant, and that's donated from the businesses. So it's a way to tie the businesses into the arts with the government involved. And at least didn't you receive one of those municipal arts map makers grants?
I think I might have been the first one.
I think you were the second one. I think you were the second one.
Yes, it was very timely. I was working on my song book, so it was very, very helpful.
So the importance of that to me is not just literally what's happening within our city, but it's also a template. If a city of less than 1,000 people can generate an arts grant within its tiny budget and figure out how to get that accumulated and awarded, then any city can do that. Any city, because at least we'll tell you we are a little bitty city, but we just wanted to send a message that the creatives that live here need support, and it's as much moral support as it is tiny fiscal support. I'm very proud of the fact that for the majority of the time I've served, we've been an all-female leadership. All of our elected officials are women. Our court judge is a female. Our chief of police is a woman. Our city administrator is a woman, and that has been that's been so meaningful and so remarkable to me. Just collaborating with these folks, moving the municipality forward as women together. That's meant the world to me. And so those are some things. Those are a few stars in the constellation of these last 8 years.
I think another way that I would characterize what you've done is you've really worked so much with the county and even the state. I mean, you've been a real presence from our tiny city. You've been a voice. You've been on so many panels and participated in county-wide and statewide conversations and have, I don't know, I feel like Pine Lake presence is very, it's a lot bigger than itty bitty little bitty city.
That's true. And one of the things that I have said and I have evinced as I talk with our county folks and our state folks. Um, I haven't. I am a musician first. I'm an artist first. I am not well behaved, and I have been ill behaved and just myself at all of these levels, and that has been something that the more you're yourself, the more you have real relationships, and so that has proved out, I think, as a very positive thing for our city. We are a city of all kinds of folks, but the artists among us, we frequently feel like we don't have a place in government structure, local government structure. Well, we do, and we don't have to be well behaved about it. We have to understand what it is, but it doesn't mean that we have to change our vocabulary, although people would like me to change some of my vocabulary. Um, we don't have to change our vocabulary. We don't have to change the nature of our training to somehow fit it. I had somebody ask me if I had a law degree because obviously, if I ran for office, I must have a law degree. I don't even have a college degree. And I am proud to say that because I want to blow up the stereotype of how participation in local government looks. And it is really, as I tell people, it's shift work. And if you're inclined to pick up a shift, do so. In these times, pick up a shift.
Yeah, wow. That is that is awesome. And yeah, I cannot imagine you actually toning down for any meeting.
I have not, and I have not, and much to the horror, I think, of our city manager. She wishes I would use different choices of words when I get heated, and I'm doing my best. But it's about to be over.
But you've also done something really important in hiring this new city manager. Can you just say quickly about that? Because that I think that has is going to make a big difference in our future.
So, a city our size, it's easy. I mean, we are less than 1,000 people. And so when you hear that, you think, is that a neighborhood? Is that a city? Is that, an ink spot on a map? And we are none of those things. And we have to live up to the standard of being a municipality where people live and they park their cars and they have shelter and they have their children. We have to live up to that standard regardless. And so, one of the things that has happened in the last year is we have a professional career, amazing city manager that has been hired. And part of the reason she wanted to work with Pine Lake is because she also is passionate, very passionate about small local government and the power of what that can do for the morale of a political superstructure, I think.
Well, and she brings a through line as mayors come and go and
Right.
city council comes and goes. We finally have someone that is a city employee. When you explained that to me, it made so much sense to me. And I think
Right.
that was a brilliant move. And that's not something we've had before.
Right. It's not. It is not. So, yes.
All right. Well, anything else you'd like to add? Do you have any music things coming up that we should know about? You have many albums. Oh, I would like you to say a word about the, gosh, I don't know the name of it, the project that you did with the
Oh, Georgia Innocence Project work.
Georgia Innocence.
Um,
Yes.
so, uh, several years ago, I wanted to volunteer with Georgia Innocence Project, and they don't typically take volunteers, but um, I managed to worm my way in, and as a result of that, was able to help create a project taking the story of a wrongfully incarcerated guy, Clarence Harrison. He and another music producer and I worked together and put together a song set describing his journey from incarceration to being exonerated. We used that song set as an implementation for revenue streams for Georgia Innocence Project, and we it worked quite well. We did performances. We sold recordings. We got a local bakery to make very specific kinds of baked goods to sell at the performances. Um, we leveraged it. We sold one of the songs or licensed one of the songs to CNN for the beginning of a series that they were doing about wrongfully accused folks. So we were able to turn that into real dollars for the Georgia Innocence Project here.
Thank you. I wanted folks to hear a little bit about your music and your work in addition to all the things you've done for Pine Lake. And I know that is just one of the important ways that you use your music. Thank you so much. Um,
Thank you, and thank you for introducing me as an activist because that's a piece that you can get lost if you're a mayor. How does that work? But that is very much what I come from. And this song actually is its own kind of activism. It
yeah.
gave these kids a sense that hey, we have a place and an ownership in our little city, and they walked around like they were some kind of. It's just fantastic. Bossed me around, called me up. The swing set is making a weird noise. Mayor, what are we going to do about it? It's really, so
Perfect. Well, let's sing it again.
let's
Let's
sing it again.
do the whole thing, the chorus a bunch of times, whatever. Let's just sing it.
We like to play in the sand, sit in the sun and bake. And when it's time to cool off, we like to jump in the lake in Pine Lake, in Pine Lake, in Pine Lake. We like to dance in the street, we've got the feet full of joy. We're making happy sounds, we're making happy noise in Pine Lake, in Pine Lake, in Pine Lake. We are a city, a little bitty city, a little bitty fish in the water, birds in the air, dogs on a leash, and the cats don't care. Roll out the pancakes, roll on the beach. Come on, come on, come on. It's time to share a meal. It's time to share a walk. It's time to share a joke. Come on and talk and talk and talk in Pine Lake, Pine Lake, Pine Lake. All right, we are a city, a little bitty city, little bitty cats in the water, dogs in the air, birds on a leash, and the fish don't care. Roll out the pancakes, roll on the beach. Come on, come on, come on. It's time to share a meal. It's time to share a walk. It's time to share a joke. Come on and talk and talk and talk in Pine Lake, Pine Lake, Pine Lake, Pine Lake, Pine Lake, Pine Lake. Pine Lake. Here we go. Little bitty city, little bitty city, little bitty city. Love the Bears. Little bitty city.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Mayor Melanie Hammet. I guess you are serving until the end of the year, but tomorrow we'll know who is replacing you in
Down.
January. Thank you so much for this song, for your activism, for your music, everything that you are doing here in our small community, but also which resonates out into the bigger world, which so much needs it. Um,
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I so appreciate it. I'm glad we got it handled, got to connect. So
yeah,
thanks to all the folks out there. I loved seeing the singing and the happy faces. What a great antidote today.
yes, it is an antidote to what's happening. Thank you, Melanie, and thank you everyone for being here. Thanks everyone from the live stream. And feel free to stay on for a few minutes with birthday cards for Mabel. But first, let me say thank you and farewell to everyone that's here. Thank you to Jojo and Ann in Knoxville and Caroline in DC, Susan G and Arlene in Berkeley and Clive in Birmingham, Sue in Seattle and Bonnie in Boise, Antonina in Santa Cruz, Ruth in Birmingham, Athena. Thank you, Kathleen in Albuquerque, Carolyn in Boise, Sheila in Florida, Louisa, and the curly tops. I think they may all be here today. Hello, curly tops in Vermont. Hello and thank you, Annette in California, Bob in Albany, and Mabel, and the Bears celebrating you, and Kate in Charlottesville, Linda rockin' on Orcas Island, Ann in Nashville, Susan in Tacoma Park. Where'd you go? Gary in Massachusetts. Oh, California, in BC, and Trish in Victoria, Kevin in DC, and Ann in Silver Spring. Fred in Silver Spring as well, Delhi in Maryland, Paul in Newcastle, Aloysius and Julie and Rosemary in Ontario, Storm in the Zoomiverse, Jamie in Victoria, Kathy in Denver, and Jane in Texas, Hindi and Nancy and Bob in Massachusetts, Elizabeth in California, LMG in Connecticut. Thank you everyone for being here on the Daily Antidote of Song.